What you guys, got another video here for you. Do this before your PlayStation 5 dies. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you've had it for a while, then it's more than likely got a build-up of dust inside. This is my grandson's PlayStation 5, and he said he was getting overheating warning signs and other issues with it. So I said, bring it round and I'll take a look at it. And of course, when I remove the cover, you can see here, there is dust bunnies everywhere inside of this PlayStation 5. This, of course, is going to literally kill your PlayStation 5 quicker than anything. So we need to clean this up. You can see there's a massive buildup of dust here. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use a couple of different methods to try and clean it. I'm going to try to do this without voiding the warranty, which is basically that little sticker up the top. Just in case he has warranty left on it, I don't want to remove that and strip it completely down. Otherwise, it will void the warranty. So I'm going to try and do this this way. So let me take this outside first and clean off a lot of this dust so I can sort of gain access to it. And we'll do it in stages. So I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to go outside and clean it. Now, I've got this vacuum that I bought on, believe it or not, TeamU in one of those flash sales. And believe it or not, it's actually not too bad. So I'm just going to go through here and just basically hoover all of this up. This is just like a hoover that hoovers up all the dust. And of course, this plastic part will come off. I'm going to do that in a second, but I just want to reduce the amount of dust they have here. So I'm just going to try and hoover up as much as I can like this. Now, of course, you can use a normal standard hoover if you want to, but you definitely don't want something that's too powerful at this stage. Just something like this will be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then once this is done, I'll remove this plastic. So I'm going to pull from the center part of the biggest, fattest part of the plastic so I don't break it, because this is quite brittle. So I'm just going to lever it off slightly like so, and it's come off. Now, you can either wash this in a sink if you wanted to. Just make sure it's thoroughly dry before you put it back onto the actual PlayStation. So I've gone ahead and washed it, and you can see this looks a lot cleaner. Just going to dry this off with a microfiber cloth. And again, microfiber cloths are useful for this particular type of job. And I'm just going to clean out these little ducts here, just so air can flow through properly. And again, I'm just going to get the hoover up again and just hoover out these little bits here before I move on to the next stage. So go ahead and just get to this little bit around here. And we will remove all of the fan. Don't worry, we're going to take all of this off and make sure it's thoroughly cleaned. So I'm just cleaning as I go. So this is the part here I'm going to go for next, which is removing these 4 screws. And I think these are a T8 screw. You can get these cheap screwdriver kits like this. You don't have to have an iFixit kit, but if you want to get one of these, they're pretty cheap and you can pick these up on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this right here. And it's just 4 screws. Now, be careful which way these come off, because these 4 screws are different sizes, as you'll see in a second. There are screw charts online that you can download and print out if you really need one, or you can lie them in a sequence next to you like this, so you can put them back in the right order. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove all of these 4 screws. They are in there pretty tight, so I'm just going to remove this one. You can see this one is a nice short screw, and I'm going to go ahead and remove these other 2 here. Now this is just the grill, so you can gain access to the actual fan. So let me just remove this final couple here. And I'm pretty sure that when I remove this, there is going to be dust clagged all inside here, which is why it's not generating any cool air inside. I think he's now purchased a cooler pad for these particular PlayStation 5s. So next, before I remove the grill, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to need to remove the cable. So there's a little sticky pad here. I'm going to remove this sticky pad and stick it onto the side here so I don't lose it. And we can then remove the actual fan cable. Be very careful with these. I've seen a lot of people talking about pulling it by the cable. And this is the quickest and easiest way to basically pull the actual wires or snap the wires on it. And you definitely don't want to do that. So you want to really pull from the plastic part. So get your fingers around it and pull up from the plastic part of the actual plug. And it should come out pretty easy like so. So try not to pull on the actual cables themselves. And from here, we've got some debris in there and stuff. I'll clean that out in a second. So what we need to do now is remove the grill, and we can then remove the fan, and I will take that outside and give that a quick blowout, and I'll try and use some other stuff to clean this. And I can already see there is a ton of dust inside here, which is not good. And you can see that, oh my God, look at that. That is pretty bad. So yeah, no wonder he was getting issues. Now, the worst case scenario for adults, if they smoke or vape and they have a PlayStation 5 like this and they are smoking or vaping around their unit, this dust will then turn to like some sort of nasty yellowy jello stuff on there, and it's going to be really hard to clean that off. Isopropyl alcohol is probably your best bet in that case, but you can use contact cleaner. It's quick drying and air dusters. I've got some isopropyl alcohol here. This is 99%. I've also got a very soft brush and also a stiff brush. I'm going to probably use the soft brush here because this will get rid of this a lot easier. And we also have this vacuum. So I'll take this outside and blow this out a little bit and remove as much as I can. Again, let me do the fan first, and then I'll come back and I'll show you inside before I do that. So I'm going to take the fan out first. I've done the fan. You can see it on the left. I need to clean this off with cotton buds and also some isopropyl alcohol. And you can see the build-up in the fins here. Now, of course, you can remove this chassis here and go deeper. But again, you will be voiding your warranty if you do that. So be very, very careful. You can gain access to this with a vacuum and also a soft brush. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to go in here with a very soft brush and also this vacuum. And also we're going to clean this up a little bit more. I've given it a clean with the blower here. But I do need to obviously get a cotton bud or Q-tip, as they say in America, and use some isopropyl alcohol on those and clean it up. So you can see I've blown this out and I've used this vacuum like I'm showing you right here to clean off the vents, because this is the vents that need to be cleaned to keep all the chip nice and cool. So we're going to go ahead and try and clean this up as much as I can, and then also we're going to go ahead and use a soft brush inside here. Now the soft brush will get right into the fins, so you don't want to be using a stiff brush here. You want to use one of these anti-static soft brushes. You can get them on Amazon. You can see it there on the desk right next to me, and this will get right into the fins. So let's now move on to the other side. And again, you're going to lift on that corner and pull back, and this will remove the other panel. You can see the amount of grime and dirt in here, dust bunnies everywhere. It's pretty bad. And again, I'm going to carry this outside and blow this out again. And then we can give this a rub down with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure everything is nice and clean, because we want to make sure all of this area is clean, and we want to clean all the fins out. So I've done that already. You can see here now I'm just going through here and just giving this a final little clean on these vents here. And I will get a cotton bud on these as well. And you can see the dust coming out of these. So just use these to flick out all of the dust inside here. Make sure you got a mask on, and away you go. And we should be okay once this is all done. And we're going to give this another little hoover up here as best as we can. And there we go. It's starting to look a bit more cleaner now, as you can see. Microfiber cloth with a bit of isopropyl alcohol on here, and this will clean this up lovely. And you can see here that's starting to look really nice and clean. And this is the best way to clean these particular units. I've got a cloth inside here as well, and you can see the brush has got right in and the hoover, and it's cleaned all that up, and we haven't had to strip it right the way down. And you can see those vents on the fins here, which are going to help cool the system down. These have all been cleaned out and blown out with compressed air. I use a blower that doesn't cause moisture, and that's how I use mine. I've got an actual blower that will actually blow just air, and no moisture will come out of it and stop it from causing any issues. If you're using those cans, make sure you're not tilting the can or anything like that, because water will come out or liquid will come out, and you definitely don't want that going inside of this unit. So be very careful. You can see the warranty sticker on there. If you wanted to remove all this and do a thorough deep clean, you will need to remove that sticker, and again, you will void your warranty. You may also need to remove the drive here and clean that drive bay. He doesn't have a drive in here, so if you do, you want to do that and clean all the inside here. This is where your drive is if you want to add a drive here. So I'm going to clean this off a little bit more. And again, I've cleaned this up a little bit here with some cleaner. And again, I've not spent tons and tons of time on here. If I was really spending a lot of time on this, I would have this really, really, really clean. And you wouldn't even see a speck of dust on there. But I just don't have the time. So I've done it as best I can with the amount of time I had allocated for this particular job. And again, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And we're going to also, when we do this, we need to put that plug back in. And this will only go in one way. So let's just go ahead and do that right here, like so. And all we need to do now is put the cover back on. And again, this has a sticky tape on it. So we're just going to cover that. And we can then move on to the next step, which is basically putting the grill back onto the actual unit to hold it all in place. So let me go ahead and put that back on here. And I'm going to go ahead and get that grill. Don't worry, the cover will be on that and hold that into place. Just make sure you ain't pinching any cables there. Let's go ahead and put that grill on. And again, you can see there's a little tab on that grill cover there. And this will hold the cables in place. So let's just put that in situ right there. And then we can go ahead and get the screws and make sure you put the screws in the right order. And we can tighten these up. And then that part of the job is now done. Again, depends on how long you want to spend on cleaning your particular unit. This was pretty bad, to be honest. And since I've done it, he said all of the error codes on the screen have gone away. They've stopped saying overheating and things like that. If you do have that happening to yours right now, you should stop using the PS5 immediately and clean it, because if you continue to use it, it's going to get hot and it's going to cause a problem and overheat, and you could end up damaging the actual PlayStation 5, and you definitely don't want to do that. So having it even this clean is better than not having it clean at all. As you can see, this is 100% better than what it was. So we're going to go ahead and put this last screw in. This is the big screw here, and we'll tighten this up. And once that's done, we can put the side panel back on. Well, we need to put that plastic little vent thing on there first. So let me go ahead and rotate that round, and we can put that back on. I'm going to give this a quick wipe down as well. We need to put that little plastic vent thing on. So let's go ahead and do that. They've got two little clips and they need to be clipped in on the side there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we can put the side panel back on, and that should click into position. And once that's done, you should hear it click. It's a bit more tricky to get in, but you should hear it click. And there we go. It's on. And we got the side all cleaned up there. And the vents are all nice and clean, as you can see, allowing the air to get inside there. And again, you can spend as much time as you want on yours, making it spick and span if you want to, but that's good enough for us. Now, with the worst of it done, in a couple of weeks, I can have another look at it and finish it right off and make it really nice and clean. It should be a lot more easier when I've got a bit more time, and make it a lot more cleaner. But anyway, with that said, I think that's going to be about it. This is the reason why you should clean it, because it will end the life of your PlayStation 5 if you don't. My name has been Brian from BriTechComputers.co.uk. Quick shout out to my YouTube members. I appreciate the support. Bye for now.